up, CL gang? Today we reacting to Plaqueboymax is delusional about stream fame. Let's get into this video and let's react.
What's poppin', y'all? As of late, Kai Cenat has been rolling out a new phase of his life and career. And Plaqueboymax decided to weigh in on this and say something that people, and by people I mean me, found a little bit controversial. So the initial tweet was saying that
Plaqueboymax claims that IShowSpeed is the biggest streamer in the industry, but Kai Cenat is the most talked about streamer.
X claims that IShowSpeed is the biggest streamer in the industry, but Kai Cenat is the most talked about streamer. Saying with his personal experience, people are always walking up to him and asking if he's really retired. So I'm going to play you guys that
I wondered that too.
This type of guy, search my bags. But don't be an asshole about it, bro. Just search the bags. Right? There's another guard. Yo, Plaqueboymax. Yo, I saw you with Kiki Palmer. I'm like, what's good? Yeah, shout out Kiki. This goes, is Kai really retiring?
Dang.
I'm not even trolling. Bro, the amount of people that have asked me that question,
it must be getting tired, bro.
It's insane. Like, over these past, I'm like,
it is.
Why are you asking me?
Exactly.
Why are you asking me? No, he's not retiring. They're like, yo, bro, you finna cop that shit, bro? I'm telling you, bro. Like,
Facts.
Speed's the biggest, but Kai is care about this. Like he most talked about, bro. Like,
I'm gonna let y'all think on what y'all think about that chat.
Like, this walked around with a journal at Fashion
Week. Who y'all think is bigger, IShowSpeed or Kai Cenat?
Week, and is spazzing out, coming up with think pieces.
Leave it in the comments.
My mouth gang. Hold on, that's rotting. Please try to tell me that's rotting.
So I responded to this and I said, Kai Cenat was walking around Paris and everybody ignored him.
Yeah.
Speed wouldn't have been able to walk down the street without being mobbed. And some people felt like,
that's true.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's the biggest streamer in the industry, but Kai Cenat's the most talked about.
Yeah.
And I don't all the way agree with this because, and what I was talking about when I said people didn't care about him is I'm gonna play you guys this clip right now.
I feel like they do, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they do, then some don't. It's all your different opinion. It's your opinion.
Walking around Paris Fashion Week while holding his
I remember this, yeah.
journal.
Let's not shoot down the clothes until we actually see them. What just happened with the volume?
So you can see Kai Cenat's with security, and he's damn near pretending like there's people running around him. Look, nobody cares. You look at the clip, the cameraman that's following him is being scolded by his security.
That's crazy.
His security, Kai Cenat could be walking down that street by himself, and nobody would have come up to him. Like, the fact that people are coming up to Kai Cenat is because there is a camera following him around.
Yeah.
And the camera that's following him around is probably somebody from his team. I wouldn't put it past.
And that's what most people don't get. Of course, people is going to be interested on who you is if there's a big, bright camera inside the front with a light.
Him. And this is great promo because Kai Cenat wants everybody to think that there's a lot of attention around his new journal, but realistically there isn't. And
I'm not talking about that, y'all can.
And I'm gonna take this back to the previous clip, is because when he first the fashion world is, let's just say, you got to do a lot to get acceptance by them. Because if you guys recall, Ye had already done a LV collab. He had already done, I believe, the first Nike Yeezy, the Air Yeezy. So he had already had big collaborations with fashion houses. And there was also, I think there was like an APC collab, if I recall correctly. But when it came down to getting his own clothing line out, he had to go out there. He had to intern with Virgil and go through the whole, like, the rigorous process of interning, getting.
Not to be that person who keeps pausing, but like, bro, let these streamers do whatever they want to do, and y'all need to stop criticizing them about it.
Coffees, all of this. And even then, at 2013, he was talking about his frustration with "you ain't got the answers, Sway." So for Kai Cenat to come out here with his own journal without having any previous fashion collaborations,
like, you don't got the
previous fashion experience, nothing like that, and for people to be walking up to him like they really care what he's got going on, no, it's constructed by Kai Cenat and his team. They want to make it seem like people in these circles care about what Kai Cenat's about to put out, but they really don't. And the only people that do care are the case of, like, us. We care because we followed Kai Cenat. Like, Plaqueboymax probably cares. And I do want...
No, every fashion artist right now is trying to see what he gonna drop to see if they could do better and compete with it.
Kai Cenat to succeed here.
That's how
Just
I
like
feel.
I want Plaqueboymax to win that Grammy. I pray to God that Plaqueboymax wins a Grammy, because if we have a streamer that came from, hell, underground hip-hop, then was a hip-hop/music streamer,
Yeah.
and is now just a general big personality, and he successfully, he already had a hit song. That song is a hit with Skepta, but he wins a Grammy for that. And then we have Kai Cenat, who went from streaming to being a successful fashion designer with his own line.
W's,
That's
by the way.
beautiful for us to see. But
Yes,
my
it
point
is.
was that the reason why Kai Cenat is being talked about so much is because he's creating conversation.
Yeah.
With an IShowSpeed, number one, IShowSpeed is doing his own thing. It's like, okay, he's creating conversation.
By the way, quick break for everybody who made it this far. Let me know in the comments what should I react to. I will try to react to as much as possible.
Normal people of each country that Speed is going to, I guarantee you, there's a lot of conversation surrounding that. Oh, Speed's coming tomorrow. This is what's happening with
Definitely
Speed.
agree
That's
with
the
this,
headline
though.
of everything that's going on in that specific country.
Yeah.
But he's not doing anything in the U.S. right now. He did his U.S. tour, and when he did the U.S. tour, that was the most talked about. You also got to take
I believe that, though. I
there's a lot-
believe the U.S. tour that he did was like there. You know what I'm saying? Although he might didn't like the U.S. tour because blah, 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 stuff like that. If y'all saw the stream, y'all would basically know. Stuff like that.
A lot of drama surrounding Kai Cenat. There's NBA YoungBoy. There's him saying that he's going to retire from streaming, or alluding to that he might potentially be retiring from streaming. There's him showing up at all of these fashion week
Which is
events.
crazy because they say YoungBoy was supposed to collab with Rakai, and Rakai said he was supposed to collab with YoungBoy. So I don't even know how true that is, but that's what been said.
There's a storm around Kai Cenat. So of course he's going to be the most talked about.
Yeah.
But while Kai Cenat was gone after Mafiathon 3, nobody was really talking about him
That's
other
true.
than his own fans, which are always going to talk about him. So I think like people asking him about whether or not he's retired, it's not him being more talked about. It's just him currently having more of a storm around him than IShowSpeed, whose stuff is quite predictable. And I put predictable in air quotes because
With all these pauses, we might need to include a pause counter in one of these videos if I keep doing this, if it gets to that point. But nah, I think if Kai had to spark another stream, it definitely would hit like 500,000 to like 300,000 on any day.
it's like, okay, we know what he's doing. But if Speed hadn't streamed for a month and put out a video saying he's retiring, he would be more talked about. People would be asking him about that more than they do Kai Cenat. And also, XQC reacted to the same clip. I'm going to play you guys just XQC's reactions.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's like platform based, really. Like the reality is that if Speed hadn't been on Twitch and whatnot and continued kind of doing and found some way.
Oh my god, who can understand him, bro? Who even watches his streams? Okay, let's just click play.
To go over and maintain on the yeah, I mean it would have been a massive difference.
Jesus
like, huge,
Christ.
like different story, you know what I mean? But I agree though.
Bro, need to go back to school, Jack.
There's no way you don't agree with this. There's no way you don't agree with this.
I don't think we care about his opinions at
Because
this point.
YouTube audience, Twitch audience, not the same. Not the
I
same.
yeah,
not the
I don't
same.
know what you're saying,
It's
bro.
a lot. It's a lot.
Because Speed
Let's skip
is
that.
on Twitch now after having built up an audience for years on short form and mainly YouTube streams.
Yeah,
but I said
I totally agree with
Speed
that.
is somebody that doesn't collab more. And that's why they ask a Plaqueboymax about Kai Cenat, because they see Plaqueboymax kick it with Kai Cenat. They see Plaqueboymax chopping it up with Kai Cenat all the time. With the Speed, he has collaborated with Kai Cenat a lot. But Speed is not known for collaborating with a lot of people. Like, for example, Mafiathon 3 was a month of collaborations.
Yeah.
You had celebrities, you had streamers, you had the people that stream underneath Kai Cenat, Clover Boys, you had Kai Cenat part of AMP, which is...
It was a lot.
They contributed in some sort of way. IShowSpeed,
I agree
it's
with
just
that,
the
by the way.
Speed show. And he's trying his best to do what a regular person would do in these places, which is impossible because a regular person is not getting recognized everywhere and mobbed by everybody. But Speed is on his own island to a degree. Like, he'll maybe chop it up with these guys off camera, off stream, but his content does not incorporate a lot of collaborations in the same way that a Kai Cenat does.
IShowSpeed don't collab with a lot of bodies. He do his own thing so he could get known by himself. You know, he didn't have to get carried up there for the views and stuff like that.
in the same way that a Plaqueboymax does, in the same way that a DDG does. Like, if you look at the top streamers, most of them are consistently collaborating with other people. Even when IShowSpeed is on desktop, if he wasn't doing a one-off with Aiden Ross here and there, which has been very, very rare, or like a marathon stream, I think they did a Fortnite one and a Minecraft one with Kai Cenat, who he's cool with. They've had a show even back then on Rumble, which was 3 years ago now.
I remember
Speed, for the most part of the career that he built, he was banned on Twitch. So he couldn't even collaborate with these guys. And throughout that whole time, he built up his own streams, desktop streams, by himself. Him and his audience. Like, if you guys remember those old clips of him lighting the Pikachu fireworks in his room, that was all by himself, which is a lot harder to do, to build up your own audience. So for IShowSpeed, people aren't going to talk about him as much because he's not in the mix with a lot of other people. It's like certain rappers that are really, really big but aren't talked about as much.
Like, they ain't going to be talked about as much, but I guarantee you if something had to happen about it, it's going to be talked a lot because that's the level of influence they just have. But if they're not doing nothing too great, then it's just going to be like key level low.
Like, for example, like Suicide Boys. These guys, they came up in a lane with other rappers of a subgenre, but they became the biggest of that subgenre. And they are outstreaming 99.9% of rappers. And their catalog is worth more, and they're out touring them. But how much are they talked about? Not as much as even a Finesse 2 Times. And that's because Finesse 2 Times collaborates a lot. He talks a lot about other rappers. He's got an issue with Offset. And I say Finesse 2 Times because Finesse 2 Times is not a tier A rapper. Or maybe even, I would say he's like maybe lower end of tier B, Finesse 2 Times. Or like an Offset, right? An Offset is not doing the numbers that Suicide Boys are doing. But Offset, you know, he came from the Migos, which is already a group. He's collaborated with a lot of other rappers.
Video
you see him in the mix. You see him at the clubs with other people. Like, it's like the cheerleader effect, but kind of like the clout version of it, where a bunch of people that have mediocre levels of clout, they come together and they have a high level of clout because they're all like seen as a group, and there's a lot more conversation that can come from that.
Totally
Same
agree.
thing when you go to a global audience. Like, you ask a lot of people around the world, normal people, if they know, or normal people that are just on the internet, if they know who a Kai Cenat or a Plaqueboymax is, or maybe even an Aiden Ross, and they might say, I don't really know. You ask them an IShowSpeed, or you show them his face,
and I hate to have to agree with it, but it's actually all true, bro. It's crazy.
That guy, I've seen that guy before. So that's where it comes to be like a little bit of a disconnect. And I think Plaqueboymax is thinking about it a lot more domestically, with the conversation being surrounding Kai Cenat, because outside of Kai Cenat's audience and the US audience, maybe US, Canada, UK, I guess you could say too, people are really not tripping about what Kai Cenat's got going on right now.
That's true.
And they're not anticipating a comeback, and they're not worrying if he's retired. They're just not even thinking about the guy probably after the Mafia-thon clips that they saw, because people that aren't live stream viewers, the closest that they're getting to live stream is some viral clip
my hand
that
actually
they see
keep hitting the chat,
or some highly viewed clip, because viral, I feel like that definition has been diluted over the years. But a highly viewed clip.
Well, anyways, chat, let me know what y'all think about this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Our goal is 500,000 before 2027. If you like this, go watch my other YouTube channels, like the IShowSpeed one, for example, where I react to the IShowSpeed documentary. See y'all guys later.